What's up, y'all? It's Jameer. I'm back with another video today. And in today's vid, I am going to be talking about if I think 4-year players in college should be in the NBA. Now, a lot of the time I feel, and I've known that in recent years and whatnot, so maybe let's go with the last 10, 15 years, a lot of 4-year players in college don't get the credit that they deserve, and they don't get the chance that they deserve when they try to make it to the NBA. Now, in my eyes, I don't see that as fair, but I do understand the points of NBA scouts and GMs and owners and whatnot, and those guys when they think and they talk about developing the 19-year-old, 20-year-olds, and even 21-year-olds coming into the league. Understand that you have more of a time gap with them and teaching them how to become better and developing them more into something by the time that they are 22, 23 years old from when they're 19. But I'm just completely against it. I believe that if you're 22 years old and you're averaging 24 points like RJ Davis is in the NCAA right now, he should get a shot in the league. A real shot, not a you get drafted late second round and then you make it to the G League and you just play in the G League. Like, that's not a real chance. I mean, an actual true opportunity to play on the team. And we got it from that 4-year guy that just came out of UCLA. I believe his name is Jaime Jaquez. He got an opportunity and he's balling out this year as a rookie for the Miami Heat. But it's very rare that you get that. So, for example, guys like Luke Garza, he was a dominant force in the NCAA. He killed college basketball, and he was a bit overweight, so I can understand that. But he was a monster in high school or in college ball. And when he got to the league, he never really got a chance. He even lost weight. Now he's balling out in the G League, and he's doing what he's doing. But he never really got that opportunity. And yes, he should be doing the things that he did. He was older than a lot of guys. But honestly, now today playing in college, most teams, it was average, I believe they're about 21 years old. So you're really not even playing with guys too much older than you. The 19-year-olds, obviously, that excel and put up 12, 13, 14 points, they do deserve to get that opportunity as well. But you can't just, or you shouldn't just take away from what a 4-year guy did because he stayed all 4 years. He developed as good as he could be. Now, if you're telling me if you play 2 years in the league and you got a 21 and 24-year-old, I don't see that as a big difference. Obviously, you got 3 less years in them, but at 24 years old, you're still extremely young. When you look at the primes of the league, right? The prime in the NBA is what? About 27 to 30 years old. Around that time, that's when you start hitting your peak. You're telling me if you take a 22, 23-year-old in college, or they just came out of college, and you develop them for 4 years, that they can't be a superstar in the league? That's just ludicrous. And you didn't see that way before in the times when it was the younger generation. The greatest basketball player of all time, or the second greatest, whatever you want to go with. He's my GOAT. But whatever you want to go with, Michael Jordan, he played 3 years in college. He literally played 3 years in college, didn't come out until he was 21. So what are we talking about? Everybody, Kareem, I believe, played 4 years. You got guys and all the all-time greats that was older, they played 4 years. You even had Kenyon Martin, who was not too long ago, I believe he got drafted in like 2000. He played 4 years in college, and he was the number 1 overall pick, and he had a very, very solid career. A couple of years ago, you had Davion Mitchell, who played 3 years in college, and he was only 6'2". He was top 5 because he played well. These guys that take time to develop in college, and you see their progression, you see how good they're getting, they still deserve that shot in the league, that true, real shot, because they're not old. We're not acting like these guys are coming out of college and they're 25 already, 27 already, and then you have to try to develop them from that point. No, they're 22, 23 years old. They're still young enough to where you can develop them. I understand that you want to develop those 19-year-olds and those 20-year-olds and those 21-year-olds, but these 23-year-old guys, they're already better than the 21, the 20, the 19-year-olds. Who's to say that they can't continue and steadily stay better than them? You're telling me just because somebody's 3 years younger that they're automatically going to be better? That's not the case all the time. And you see with guys all the time that come out and they rush out of their freshman year, they try to make the league because they know that their time is limited. If you take more than 2 years, usually you're not really going to get too much of an opportunity to play in the league. It's just as simple as that. Now, it is special cases, and anybody can be that special case, but we're talking about as a whole, it's very, very difficult for you to get that opportunity. And it's unfair. Just because you're young and you can jump high doesn't mean that you're going to be better than a 4-year guy who has an all-around game and can also jump high, but just not as high as that 19-year-old can anymore. It's unfair. They're still relatively around the same age. If, in my book, in college, you could be between 18 and 24. 24 is a little pushing it, but 22, 23, you still have a chance to grow and be a great NBA guy. Literally, you can be a superstar staying in college for 4 years. I truly believe that. I truly see that. But it's the way that the world works. I understand that. It's just my opinion. If you were to ask me, should Jaime Jaquez have gotten a top 10 pick or been a top 10 selection, I would have said, yeah, for what he did and what he showed in college, absolutely. Even though he was already 22 years old at the time, I believe, or he might have been, I believe he was 22. He might be 23 now. But yes, he absolutely deserved that opportunity, and he's proven it right now. Now that he's proven it, he's showing that he's really good. And he's only 22 years old. It doesn't matter when you make it to the league and when your first year is. Look at the actual age. When you look at guys in the league that have been playing in the league for 5-6 years and they're 24, they're super young. But you're old if you've been in the league for 2 years and you're 24. No, you're still the same age. You just don't have that much experience in the league. And sometimes not every NBA player has to have that much time. If you got that time from college, it's not about where you learned and where you grew all the time. It's about what you did with the time that you got. You can go 4 years in college, and we've seen it, and develop more than what guys can do in the NBA. You might not be adjusted and as good at the timing schedule and the long season as a guy who's already been in the league for 3 years. But you can definitely be better than him at playing the game of basketball, be a more positional or positionless player, either or, than a guy who's been in the league for 3 years already. Just because you stayed. It's about time that we stop putting so much emphasis on guys leaving out after their freshman year and giving these 4-year players an opportunity, because what the league is about to start seeing more of is guys staying a couple more years, because now they're getting money. You can get money in college now. So why do I go to the NBA if I'm not ready? If I'm not sure that I'm going to be playing, why not stay a couple extra years? I definitely see that as something that's going to be happening for now on with the guys in the college game as far as right now. And I see the league following the trend of drafting maybe a 20-year-old here and there all the time or every other time. Getting a couple more 20, 21-year-old guys, because we do it with the European players already anyway. Don't hate or don't diminish somebody because they needed a couple more years than your average guy, what you've seen the last 10 years. Give that guy a shot and he'll prove it, just like Jaime has. And there's plenty other examples that I don't have for you off the top of my head, but that's just one of the most recent memory. But that's from my eyes to yours. You guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching once again. And I'm out, bro. Peace.